Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to create a mood board in Adobe Photoshop. So this is the rough idea that I'm going to use to create my own mood board, and I have these pictures, and you can see that it's all more of a beach theme with the turquoise color, right? So I also actually have a pattern as well, so I made sure that that is also changed to a turquoise color to match up with all the other images that I have. All right, so you can see here in this sample we have pictures, we have a couple of text in different fonts, and we also have 3 different color palettes here, right? And we have a pattern. Okay, so we'll try to create a similar look for our design. So to create a new document in Photoshop, I'm going to go to File, New, and I'll go to the Photo section, and I'll choose 6 by 4. So we can just leave everything else as it is, except the orientation. I'm going to make it Portrait, and click Create. All right, so that's fine. Now I can start bringing in the pictures into my document. So I'm going to start with this little turtle. I'm going to just click and bring it, and I'll try to put it in the middle. Okay, now when doing this, you will see that when you bring in a picture like this, it shows you this little marking outlines, right? So with these, I can actually click on them and just make them smaller or bigger. Now keep in mind, if you're using the older version of Photoshop, like I think older than 2022, then when you make this smaller like this, it might become squeezed and stretched. Okay, so if this happens to you, then you have to make sure that you're pressing the Shift key, so that it will make sure that it's scaling proportionally. Otherwise, it's actually going to damage the image. Okay, so you can see that it doesn't look realistic, right? So if you're using the new version, like what I have is 2025, it's okay, it'll automatically do that. But if you have the older version, then you will have to press Shift to make sure that you're getting it right. All right, so I'll try to put him in the middle. You can see that I also have grids here, so it's just helping me out to put him here. If you don't have this snapping, if you have the older version of Photoshop, you can go to View and turn on the rulers. So you can see that now we have rulers here, vertically and horizontally. And I can just right click on it. Sorry, let me just confirm this before that. Let's just press OK to confirm this position. Okay, now I can just right click on this and change from pixels to percent. So now we have 0% and we have 100%, and now you know where is the 50%, which is the middle. Now to make sure that we're putting it exactly in the middle, we can also add what is called as guides. Okay, and you'll see right here in the left side as well, we have got 0% and 100% here. So to add guides, all we have to do is just click anywhere in the ruler, so the horizontal ruler, and I can just bring this down and I can just place it where I want. Okay, so when you get to exactly 50, if you want to snap it exactly to 50, you can also press Shift key. Okay, so pressing the Shift key is going to just put it all there. That's perfect. And I want to do the same thing from here and press Shift key one more time. That's it. So now we have the exact center, and this will be much easier for us to just place him exactly where we want it. You can see that this is also a middle line, this is middle line, so you can just make sure that it goes through the center. So that's perfectly fine. All right, so now what I want to do is I actually want to have this as my main area, main image. But I don't want this blue sky, and I don't want these rocks as well. So I want to just crop it a little bit like this from here and all the way till here. So the turtle is going to be my main attraction here. Also, you need to keep in mind one more thing. When you bring in a picture, you will also see that it has a little icon here for this image. This icon tells that this is a smart object, which means that you cannot directly erase on it or delete on it, we have to convert it into a raster image if we want to delete it directly. Okay, so I'll show you both methods. You can pick the one that you like. Okay, so if I just want to create a mask, what's going to happen is I'm just going to select the marquee selection tool, rectangular marquee, and I can just drag exactly the area that I want to keep. Okay, so let's say from there till here. Okay, and now all I can do is just go down here. I need to select the layer. Okay, and I can just click on this little layer mask. Okay, so watch what happens. I made a selection, and I'm just going to click on this mask. So what it does is it creates a mask here, and it makes black and white colors. So wherever there is black, it's going to be invisible, and wherever there is white, it's going to make this layer visible. So I just made sure that the top area and the bottom area is being deleted from here. But I still have the content here, keep in mind. Okay, so this is a non-destructive editing. So we're deleting the content, or we're hiding the content. We still have the content inside. If we want anytime, we can simply delete this and we get our content back. All right, so this is going to be common for all the images that we're going to use. So I'm just teaching you just once so that you know you can do it for the others as well. Okay, so now how do we destructively delete it? How do we just delete this and I don't want to see it again? Okay, so for that we have to just convert this smart object into a regular raster layer. So for doing that, I'm going to right click on this layer and choose rasterize layer, and you cannot see it right now. So I'm just going to try to bring this layers over here. Yes, now I can just right click and you can see, you can still not see. Okay, so it's going out of the frame. Let me see if I can keep him here. Yeah, there you go. So that's the rasterized layer. Okay, so if I just right click on this, and it's going to show us rasterized layer. So when I click on it, watch what happens. Boom. So now the icon that showed that it is a smart object is no more there. So this is a regular raster layer now, and we can actually change whatever we want here. All right, so now just to delete this portion in the top and the bottom, I'm going to just use the same rectangular marquee tool, and this time I'm going to just select all these guys and click delete button in the keyboard. That's it. And I can also delete the bottom here, so I'll just select all these guys and delete. Now keep in mind, when I do like this, now I have no longer control over the content there. It's gone forever. Okay, fine. Whenever you do these deletion and things like that, you will finally end up with a selection like this, right? So to get rid of the selection, you can either right click on it and choose deselect, or we can use the shortcut keys Control D or Command D on the Mac. All right, so now we have the centerpiece, so that's fine. I think it looks good. I'm going to just bring it in other pictures as well. Before that, I just want to make this a bit bigger. Let's see, I'll select the selection tool here, and I can just make this bigger. Now if this icon, or if this control box is not showing for you, you can also go to edit and choose free transform. Okay, so in this version, this is the latest version of Photoshop, it has the free transform automatically applied to it when you select this guy. Okay, so if it is not, you can do that manually as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make this a bit bigger, put them over here, and I'll have these I'll have the pattern on one side, and probably on the other side I'll have these different colors as well. Okay, so I think that's fine. I'm gonna have an overall squarish theme. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so now that we have placed our object, that's fine. I'm going to bring in the second picture. Okay, so second picture is going to be this desert lagoon or desert water. I don't know. I'll just put him over here. Okay, we can get rid of that sky a little bit, or we can get rid of this little ground as well. So this one also, once I place it, I pressed enter to confirm it, It comes as a smart object. I don't need it as a smart object, so I'll right click and convert it into a rasterized layer. Okay, and I'm gonna get rid of this top area a little bit. I'll delete this. All right, and a little bit of this bottom as well. All right, because our theme is, our main idea is basically on the water and the turquoise green. So okay, now when we place it, we need to make sure that we have the same amount of space in the top and the same amount of space in the bottom as well, and the side as well. Okay, that's fine, and it looks good. Okay, so let me just bring in the other ones as well. If we think that there's a little extra space, we can actually fill it up with just white color, which will just blend in with the background. All right, so next is I want to bring in this this guy. Okay, so this one requires a vertical shape, otherwise it won't look nice, I guess. Or I can actually take just this top area. I don't need this bottom space. Or I can actually split this into two images. So these are all just ideas that comes up. Let's give it a try. I'm going to cut this into two and see if it looks good. I'll just press OK to finalize that. I'm going to just break that into a rasterized layer. That's it. And now I want to just make this into two different pieces. So I'll just select just the bottom area. Okay, you can see that I'm actually splitting into exact two half. And I'm just going to cut this from here. So I'll go to Edit, Cut, and I'll paste it into a new layer. Actually, when I paste it, should create a new layer. Let me see. Yes, it created a new layer and it placed it over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this half in the bottom and that half in the top. So make it smaller, try to make it fit. Okay, and that's fine. And this guy, I'm gonna make it smaller again and make it fit. That's it. All right, so I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit down and make it a bit smaller. Now we need to make sure that they are both lining up in the same level. If you want, you can also have another guide here, something like that, just to make sure that they're in the same place. Okay, I'll make it a bit like that because we want to give the same space between these two guys. If it's not matching up, maybe I'll have to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, I think I need to give this much of space. Now, when you're working with detail area, you can actually press Command plus or Control plus to zoom in. And you can use the space bar and just click and drag so we get it like that. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm just going to delete some of this section. So I'll just select my marquee tool. And I think that much of thickness is good enough. I'll delete that. And from here as well, delete that. And from here as well. So we've got this much of space. I think I can just give a similar amount of space this side as well. Command D. All right, so once we're happy, I think I'll need to make it a little bit more bigger. Okay, so once we're happy, we need to make the same size for the bottom as well. So let me just press Command minus. Okay. And I can have this guide here, this guide here, this guide here. Too much of guides. It's okay. We can add as much as we need. Okay. So now that we know exactly what size we want here, and I can adjust it for this one. All right. That's it. I think it needs to have a little bit more space here, so I'll try to keep this width as well the same. Okay, that looks good. And now I can just delete this section that we don't want. I'll use my rectangular marquee tool, select exactly how much we want, delete it, and we're done. Okay, so if it's also personal preference. If you don't like it like this, you can actually get rid of one of them and you can keep the other. Okay, fine. Now one last spot that we want to fill up, which is going to be I think this guy. We can just pick up the section that we want from here. Let's just put it over here, make it smaller. I think I'll have to keep it at this size. Yes, but I can actually delete the area that we don't want, which is going to be in the bottom. Okay, I'll keep a little bit more of that. Yeah, that's it. So once we've finalized, again, I'm going to just right click on this, rasterize the image, so we lose the smart object there. And I can actually set this height area. Okay, and the bottom as well. All right, now it becomes much easier for us just to delete the section that we don't want. Now keep in mind, this, even if I delete like this, when I just bring this image back, you see there will still be more content down there, so we will have to delete that as well. But it's not going to be showing, so if you want to leave it like that, it's okay. But I'm just showing you that you should be aware that there is more content below it as well. Press enter. There's something up here as well, I guess. Press enter to finalize this. Yeah, so there's a little bit of line here. Part of that content, I guess. I'm gonna just delete that. Yeah, Command D, that's it. All right, so that looks good. Now what I have to do now is I need to add colors and I need to add patterns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this to the side. Okay. Oh no, I think that's fine. Let it be in the center itself, and one side I can just have the colors and one side I can have a pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in this pattern, which is this one. Okay, if you want, you can have this as well, or you can have one pattern on one side and the other one on the other side as well. So that's up to you. I'm just going to keep this guy and make it small. Try to match it up. Exactly there. And now I'm going to right click on this and choose rasterize layer. Actually, rasterize layers again, not showing for every time. There you go. So now we lose the smart object. And once we lose the smart object, we have more freedom to work on this. So I think I'll just delete this much. Yep. That's it. Command D. There you go. Okay, so we have a pattern, we have pictures, and we need to add the color palettes. Okay, so we need to decide what are the colors that we're going to primarily use. Okay, so I think I'll have some 3 to 4 rectangles. So I'll just add one first. Now, if you want, you can also have rectangles and their corresponding color codes as well. So that's up to you how you want to have it. And while drawing the rectangles, if you want them to be perfect squares, you need to press the shift key. Okay, so it'll just make sure that it's a perfect square no matter where you move your mouse. Okay, so I'm just going to make one here, and I'll choose here. I can pick a color from here. I think I'll just choose this. I'll actually pick this turquoise blue. Okay, yeah, that's going to be one. And I want to have copies of this, so I'll just click on this and just choose drop it here, so that creates a duplicate of it. And with the duplicate, I can just move the duplicate down. That's going to be the second one, and it actually gives us shows us how many pixels gap is there, so that makes things easier for us to make copies of them. So I'll just make one more copy of it, bring it down. Okay, so We can actually do some alignments on this. There's not enough space for four, so I'll just leave them with three. But we can actually align them in the same space. Okay, so let's say if I want to have this three of them take up the same exact space and I want to put this right in the middle, I can use these snaps here, so that will help us to make sure that it's having the same space. So you can see that the above is going to be 56% and below is also 56%, so that makes it easier. If you have a lot of objects and you want to do the similar alignments, you can also use the alignment tools that we have up here. So if I select all these three, I can just click on this guy, so just to align them to the center, and I can also distribute them like this one. So it is already distributed. Let me just show you how this works if it is not being distributed. So let's say now I select all these three. Let me just zoom in a bit, Command plus. Okay, so you can see that they are in different levels. So I'll just click on this one. This one will actually center all of them. I want to bring them to the right extreme, so I'll click on this guy. Okay, so you can see that it aligned, and also I want to distribute it with equal distance between them, so I'll click on this guy. So now you can see that it just moved right to the middle. So now we have equal distance here and here. That's perfect. So now we want to create the different colors here. So let me just select the second one. I'm going to leave the first one as it is. Okay, and for the second one, I'm just going to select here, and I can actually double click on this icon of the layer, and I can just pick a different color. If you've already added the colors to the swatches, you can also take it from the swatches as well. Okay, fine. So in my case, I'm just going to pick up the colors that I want directly from here. So once we have that, and I'm just going to pick up a darker color from here. So we already have one brighter color of the same turquoise, and second one is going to be a darker color, and I'll say okay. Now for the third one, which is this one, I can double click on it again, and this time I'm going to pick up a color that is either from here. I think this would look nice. Yep, or I can actually pick it from the turtle as well. So that's a bit lighter color compared to this. Yeah, I think that looks perfect. All right, so one last thing that was missing is the text. So I'll just take the text tool. We're just going to create an artistic text. So I'll just click and I'll write in, let's say, beach. Okay, so that is going to be my theme. And I can pick a suitable font. Okay, something like that is nice. So this is like one choice that we can have. Okay, and then I can have a subtitle of that, which could be a different font. So I'll take the text tool again and I'll click somewhere else. I don't know, it just came out. Okay, so for this, I'm going to pick up another font. Let me see, let me give it a try. Yes, this is nice. Happiness forever. Okay, and if I want to emphasize these texts, I can actually use a little bit of outline. Okay, so I can just go to effects and choose stroke. Okay, so with stroke we can have a white color, which could just emphasize it a bit better. I'll make this outside instead of inside. Yes, yeah, there we go. Okay, let me just zoom in a bit. You can see Command plus. Yes, okay, something like that. It's gonna just emphasize that color and make it nice. Even for the beach, let's apply the same. Now once you have applied one effect, you can actually apply the same to the other one by pressing the option key. Just click and drag, so you can see that that effect gets applied to the next one as well. All right, so that completes our tutorial. So once you're done, you can save your project by going to File, save, and make sure that you're saving it as PSD file. All right, so once you have so make sure that you're saving your file as a PSD file. We're going to call this mood board assignment or activity. All right, and hit save. And if you want to submit or share it in the social media or something like that, then you can go to file and choose save a copy. Or in older versions, you can actually go to save as, and you can change the format from Photoshop to JPG or PNG or whatever it is. With the newer version of Photoshop, you will have to go to file and choose save as a copy. And from the copy, you will have the other formats right here. So you can choose BMP, JPG or PNG, any format that you like, and you can just save that as well. Okay, so that's the end of our tutorial. So see you in the next tutorial.